Nutrition and metabolism are fundamental processes that govern our existence. Nutrition is about the foods we consume and how our bodies utilize the nutrients within them. It's the foundation of our health and vitality. Metabolism encompasses all the chemical reactions that occur within our cells, transforming these nutrients into energy and building blocks for growth and repair. Imagine our bodies as intricate machines constantly humming with activity. Just like a car needs fuel to run, our cells require nutrients to function. These nutrients, obtained from the food we eat, provide the energy and raw materials necessary for life's processes. Through the intricate dance of metabolism, our bodies break down complex molecules from food into simpler substances, releasing energy in the process. This energy fuels everything we do, from breathing and thinking to running and dancing. Simultaneously, metabolism enables the assembly of new molecules, constructing and repairing our cells and tissues, ensuring our continued growth and survival. Understanding nutrition and metabolism is akin to possessing the owner's manual for our bodies. This knowledge empowers us to make informed choices about the foods we consume, optimizing our health and well-being. By delving into the fascinating interplay between nutrition and metabolism, we unlock the secrets to a healthier and more vibrant life. Metabolism, the intricate tapestry of chemical reactions within our cells, can be broadly categorized into two opposing yet interconnected processes: anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism, often referred to as building up, involves the synthesis of complex molecules from simpler ones requiring energy input. Catabolism, on the other hand, entails the breakdown of complex molecules into simpler ones, releasing energy in the process. Imagine a child using building blocks to construct a magnificent tower. This act of creation requiring energy and effort mirrors anabolism. Just as the child assembles blocks to create something new, our bodies utilize simpler molecules obtained from food to build proteins, carbohydrates, and lipids, the building blocks of our cells and tissues. Now, picture that same tower being dismantled, block by block. This act of destruction, releasing energy as the tower crumbles, represents catabolism. Similarly, our bodies break down complex molecules from food, such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, into smaller units, releasing energy stored within their chemical bonds. Anabolism and catabolism are not isolated events, but rather two sides of the same coin, constantly in flux to maintain our body's equilibrium. Anabolism ensures growth, repair, and the synthesis of essential molecules, while catabolism provides the energy required for these processes and for our daily activities. Together, they orchestrate the intricate symphony of life within our cells. At the heart of metabolism lies a remarkable molecule called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the energy currency of life. Like a rechargeable battery, ATP stores and releases energy, powering countless cellular processes. Its counterpart, adenosine diphosphate, or ADP, represents the drained form of the battery, ready to be recharged. Imagine ATP as a fully charged battery, brimming with potential energy stored within its chemical bonds. When a cell requires energy to perform work, such as contracting a muscle or transmitting a nerve impulse, ATP steps in, readily donating its stored energy. This energy transfer occurs through the breaking of a high-energy phosphate bond in ATP, converting it into ADP and releasing a burst of usable energy. Now envision ADP as a depleted battery, having expended its energy reserves. To replenish its energy stores, ADP must be recharged back into ATP. This recharging process occurs through cellular respiration, a series of metabolic reactions that break down glucose and other fuel molecules, capturing the released energy to reattach a phosphate group to ADP, forming ATP once again. The ATP-ADP cycle is a continuous loop, constantly supplying and replenishing the energy our cells need to function. This elegant system ensures a steady supply of readily available energy, powering every aspect of our existence. Section 4. Carbohydrates, fueling our bodies. Carbohydrates, often demonized in today's diet-obsessed culture, are essential nutrients that provide our bodies with a readily available source of energy. From the sugars that sweeten our fruits to the starches that make up our bread and pasta, carbohydrates are ubiquitous in our diets. Imagine carbohydrates as the fuel that powers our engines. Just as a car needs gasoline to run, our bodies rely on carbohydrates to provide the energy needed for daily activities. When we consume carbohydrates, our digestive system breaks them down into simple sugars, primarily glucose, which enters our bloodstream. Glucose, the primary fuel for our cells, circulates throughout our body, delivering a steady supply of energy. When glucose reaches our cells, it can be used immediately for energy production through cellular respiration, a process that converts glucose into ATP, the energy currency of life. Carbohydrates are more than just an energy source. They also play a vital role in maintaining blood sugar levels, providing structural support to our cells, and even influencing our mood and cognitive function. A balanced diet that includes the right types and amounts of carbohydrates is essential for optimal health and well-being. Section 5. Unraveling the complexity of carbohydrate metabolism. Carbohydrate metabolism, a complex and elegant dance of biochemical reactions, governs how our bodies utilize carbohydrates for energy production and storage. This intricate process involves a series of interconnected pathways that break down glucose, the primary sugar in our bloodstream, into usable energy in the form of ATP. Imagine glucose embarking on a metabolic journey, starting with glycolysis. This initial pathway, occurring in the cytoplasm of our cells, breaks down glucose into smaller molecules, releasing a small amount of ATP and generating pyruvate. Pyruvate then enters the mitochondria, the powerhouses of our cells, where it undergoes further breakdown through the citric acid cycle, also known as the Krebs cycle. This circular pathway generates even more ATP and releases high-energy electrons carried by molecules like NADH and Fad2. These electron carriers then shuttle the high-energy electrons to the electron transport chain, a series of protein complexes embedded within the inner mitochondrial membrane. As electrons are passed down the chain, their energy is harnessed to pump protons, creating a proton gradient across the membrane. This proton gradient then drives ATP synthase, a remarkable molecular machine, to produce the majority of ATP during carbohydrate metabolism. This final step, known as oxidative phosphorylation, is the culmination of glucose's metabolic journey, generating a substantial amount of ATP to fuel our cellular processes. Section 6. Maintaining balanced glucose homeostasis. Glucose homeostasis, the delicate balance of blood sugar levels within a narrow range, is crucial for our bodies to function optimally. Our brains and red blood cells in particular rely heavily on glucose as their primary fuel source, making stable blood sugar levels essential for life. Imagine our blood sugar levels as a seesaw, constantly in flux, yet maintained within a defined range. When we consume carbohydrates, our blood sugar levels rise as glucose enters the bloodstream. This rise in blood sugar triggers the release of insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas, which acts like a key, unlocking cells to allow glucose to enter and be used for energy or stored for later. Conversely, when blood sugar levels drop, such as during fasting or exercise, the pancreas releases another hormone called glucagon. Glucagon acts like a signal, prompting our liver to release stored glucose, called glycogen, back into the bloodstream, raising blood sugar levels back to normal. This intricate interplay between insulin, glucagon, and other hormones ensures that our blood sugar levels remain relatively stable, providing a continuous supply of energy to our cells while preventing the harmful effects of both high and low blood sugar. This delicate balance, known as glucose homeostasis, is essential for maintaining our overall health and well-being.